engage them, and make contributions to the conversation. So that was the piece. And now, towards the end, I thought I'd just spend some time on examples, because I think a lot of what I've said is theory, and it really doesn't mean anything unless you have examples to back it up. So examples, look at this example. Look at what Nescafe did. So what Nescafe said is, let's become part of a conversation. So they actually allowed people, common people like you and me, to become part of their campaign. So you've got common people sitting there. So they have an advertising campaign, which I'm sure you people have seen, but they also have online campaigns which are running, which are very different from the advertising campaign. The advertising campaign has models, film stars, but that you have to do that when you spend crores of rupees. But in the online campaign, they've not invested a single rupee. They have common people who are being allowed to become part of the campaign and who are being allowed to have conversations with each other. And this is a great way to build a brand. BlackBerry. There's a My BlackBerry site, communities where you can go and talk. You can go and talk about your favorite applications. You can go and talk about using the phone in different ways. So there are certain techniques of how you use the phone more efficiently, or use certain keys to get something done better. And people actually get on these sites and talk to each other. And here, it's not the company, which is RIM, or BlackBerry, the brand, which is forcing people to talk. There are people like you and me who just want to go there and talk to each other. And the company is not pushing the conversation. The company is allowing you to come onto a platform and talk to each other. Microsoft does this for very senior level executives. Senior level executives tweet, and it's called exec tweets. And Microsoft doesn't do anything here. It's not like they interfere in the conversation or anything. They allow people to tweet freely to each other. And the reason people come onto this site is because there are like-minded people. There are other CEOs, there are other senior executives there, so they want to be on this site. Starbucks. So Starbucks has a very successful community. So My Starbucks is a very, very successful community. It has nothing to do with Starbucks. It's just a bunch of people who go there and talk to each other about whatever they feel like. Music, books, entertainment, values, anything that they feel like. Right? Dell. I spoke about Dell IdeaStorm. So Dell IdeaStorm was done in 2007 when Dell was called Hell. I don't know if you know, but there was this huge campaign in the US where these people started calling Dell Hell. So they branded the company Hell. So they just changed the D into an H, and they started running a campaign against Dell. And these were consumers like us who said Dell is no longer Dell, it's Hell. And then they went around making sure that you didn't buy their products. And then Dell said, okay, we need to do something about it. So they've got 40 people sitting in their office, involved in these conversations, dedicated only to people who are coming up with ideas. And Dell IdeaStorm is a phenomenal turnaround story of how a brand has come back from the grave because of conversations. And very clearly, as it says there, where your ideas reside. So, which means where your ideas reign, which is your ideas. So they are not worried about what the Dell person wants or what the Dell engineer wants. They want to listen to what you want, and they want to make products that you want to buy. Right? Disney did this. So Disney did this with mothers. So they actually got mothers to come on a panel, and they had like thousands and thousands of applications, 40,000 applications or something, and then they picked like 12 women, 12 mothers, and these 12 mothers are like ambassadors now. So they decide what kind of product should be sold. They decide what Disney should do next. So Disney doesn't decide anymore. They have this panel of women, panel of mothers, because at the end of the day, it's the mother who understands what their children want more than anyone else. So who's the marketing director of Disney? Probably a man, a white man, probably 45. How the hell is he supposed to understand what a 6-year-old wants? Right? Can't. So they understood that. They said, women have to understand, mothers have to understand, because nobody else understands the kids like the moms do. And so Disney did this. Volkswagen in India did something similar. They said, you come online and you come up with an innovation, you come up with ideas, and we'll see if we can put some of that into your cars. So when they start coming up with new cars, they're actually taking innovations from customers like you and me, and then they're going back to the drawing board, they're going back to the factory, they're saying, okay, somebody says that, why don't we put the music system on the left instead of the right? Because it's inconvenient on the right to change the CD, maybe it should be on the left, it's easier. And then they take that back to the factory, and then they go to R&D and say, listen, change the way this is put in the car. And that's a huge amount of investment. Please understand, it's not like making a bar of soap. Building a car, huge amount of investment. So if you are getting somebody to change the way a car is made, that means the company is actually listening to you. Then you are never going to leave that company, because you're going to be a loyal follower of that company. You will make sure you buy the car, your son buys the car, your friends buy the same car, and that's what word of mouth is. That's what conversations are all about. And this is a local example for all of you from your market, right? So very clear example of how somebody in a small town in Tamil Nadu can actually create a story online. So this guy thinks he's a superstar. Well, actually he looks like one. And so he's got his own model online, and he's got people coming online and listening to his music, and he gives away music online. He's got Facebook. Can you imagine, even guys like this are connected? And see, that's the point I'm making. People tend to misunderstand or lose somewhere that this is a medium which is only for smart people. People sometimes miss out on the fact that you don't need to be a P&G or a Cadbury's or somebody like that to be able to communicate with each other, right? Human beings have been communicating with each other for thousands of years, even when there was no language. They would use sign language, they would draw things on the caves, they would find ways of talking to each other. So if they could do it 20,000 years ago, there's no reason why a guy in today's world with even half a brain can't figure this out, right? So when we market products, when we build reputations, when we speak to clients, we must never underestimate the value of a conversation in today's world. Cisco allows you to go online and post videos, whatever you feel like. It has nothing to do with Cisco. So you don't have to be a customer of Cisco. In any case, people don't even know what Cisco makes, by the way. Okay, at least I don't know. So, but here what they've done is they've allowed you to just come in and be yourself. You don't have to be a buyer of their product. You just have to be yourself. And you come online, put your videos, share videos with each other, do whatever you feel like. Pantaloons in India does it very successfully. They actually do contests in Bombay and all the key markets where they do contests online and there's instant gratification. So you win the contest, they give you some scheme where you can go to the store and you get a discount. So it's not like a regular discount where you just go and get 5% off, because that all retail stores do. This is only for the people who are in the online community. So if you are on the Pantaloon community, you get a special discount which no other customer gets, and that's what you want, right? You want to be given the feeling that you're part of a family. You want to be felt like you're made wanted by somebody. When you feel like that, you want to go to the store. If a store just says 5% off, when you're walking past the store and you see 5% off, all the stores have 5% off. Big deal. I mean, every time I hear someone saying there's a sale, nowadays when people say sale, it's a bad word. Nobody wants to go there, because sale is looked at like something which isn't good. Bad products are in sales. That's what people say. But when you do it this way, you're actually getting people to come to you, and you're actually asking them to do some service which they think is very exciting. So then they want to be a part of it, and then they actually go and buy your product versus forcing them to buy your product, right? And Volkswagen does the same. So all of them are continuing to do things like this. And then there are companies who use it for reputation. Star recently, the largest television network in India, used the internet to relaunch their new logo. So they of course, it means nothing. It went from blue to red. But the fact is, they successfully made it appear like something really big happened. And they actually managed to become the number one channel from number 3 or 4, where they were languishing for a long time. And then they became number one just because they decided to relaunch the product in a different look, different feel. But more importantly, they tapped into conversations. They listened to what their viewer wanted. So if a viewer wanted a certain kind of cereal, a certain kind of soap, they said, okay, we'll make a cereal which my customer wants to see. So otherwise they were making all these Saas Bahu and all this stuff. which after a while got boring, so people stopped watching it. And then the younger people said, we don't want to watch all that crap. So then they said, okay, what do we come up with new? So they said, instead of just coming up with a new serial, let's come up with a new logo, let's come up with a new brand identity, let's come up with everything which is young, everything which is new. And so they went from a old blue star to a bright red star. I guess that was enough, but anyway, it's another story. And then different kinds of people are using conversations, like art events, very specialized events. Like art is not something most of us go to, because art is very exclusive, it's expensive. You can't just walk in and buy a piece costing 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs or a crore hanging on a wall. You need to understand art. Of course, I don't. But the fact is that how do you use conversations to build properties which are very, very niche, where a few hundred people, so it's not only big brands like Coke and Pepsi and people like that who are using conversations to market to millions of people. There are also small entities, niche entities, who are using conversations to market to a very specific group of people. So in India, for example, there won't be more than 1,000 serious art collectors. Now, how are you going to find those 1,000 people? It's not an easy job. It's like a needle in the haystack. You can't advertise because you don't know who the guy is. You can't just run a PR campaign because you don't know who the guy is. So you create conversations, and then in those conversations, the people who actually matter come there, and then you get to know, okay, this guy is really serious. He can spend 1 crore on buying a piece of art, and that's how you catch them. So those were examples. And some more examples from an implementation point of view. So those were more like strategic examples, talking about how conversations are used, but more at a value-based level sort of example. How do we meet clients' expectations? One, to be trusted advisors and not push a particular medium. Typically, there's a temptation to say advertising is the best, so let's do advertising. Somebody will say PR is the best. You have to be completely neutral to the medium. You have to be able to say that whatever works for the client, we will tell them. If it means you take the lowest cost option, you have to take the lowest cost option. And the idea is not to make money, but to make the brand salient. That's the key. New thinking, ideas, expertise, having a roadmap for process, people, product very clearly. Scale and specialized services, you need to be able to offer. Someone to be the company's counselor, friend and guardian. Now, that's the oldest trick in the book. Everyone who's been in the marketing business always says that if you can get a customer to think that you're his friend or his guardian or advisor, then that customer is never going to leave you. 24/7 I spoke of, value creation I spoke of, collaboration. So working with a customer, working with somebody and not selling to somebody, but working with that person. Going beyond boundaries.